Previously on Meerkat Manor. After an unsuccessful stint as a roving male, Zaphod returned to the Whiskers family fold. And despite her courageous efforts, Mozart's lone fight for survival came to a tragic end. Daybreak in the Kalahari, and as another glorious dawn is revealed, the Whiskers stand to attention in their daily salute to the sun. With their little army of pups growing healthier by the day, the near 50-strong group are at the top of their game. Since Flower died 2 months ago, Rocket Dog has held the enviable title of dominant female. Despite having inherited the largest group in the area and an impressive territory to match, following in Flower's footsteps hasn't been a bed of roses. Though the group appear to be a picture of solidarity, just below the surface, tensions are brewing between the new boss and her sister, Maybelline. Born into the same litter, these closely matched siblings shared an equal footing in the group until the position of dominant female became vacant. While Rocket Dog rose through the ranks to take leadership, Maybelline's success has been in motherhood. But to have it all, a female must achieve both. With Maybelline seemingly discontent with her subordinate status, Rocket Dog will have to watch her back. Eager to get the business of the day underway, Rocket Dog sets off from the burrow. Her lead calls encourage the others to follow suit. But with nearly 50 in the gang, it's next to impossible to run an orderly ship. The job isn't made any easier when some of your crew have barely found their foraging feet. When all of the unwieldy gang has left the burrow, the hunt can finally get underway. But leading out a massive group isn't the only thing Rocket Dog has to contend with. Her overbearing sister is also on her back. Not content with finding a foraging patch for herself, Maybelline is muscling in on Rocket Dog's space. It's up to the new boss to put her competitive sister in her place. While Rocket Dog and Maybelline slug it out, everyone else is tending to the pups. But in a group this large, the foragers have to spread out over a wide area to find enough food. With 7 ravenous pups all screaming for silver service, the adults' attention is divided between looking after the youngsters and keeping tabs on the rest of the gang. While meerkats have over 30 different vocalizations, their contact calls are specifically designed to keep the group together. But with the pups' raucous begging cries ringing in their ears, it's almost impossible to hear the adults' calls. Having been put in her place, Maybelline is foraging well away from Rocket Dog, for the time being at least. Keeping her head down, she moves to the edge of the group, making lead calls for her pups to follow. But away from Rocket Dog, Maybelline's calls have attracted some attention. Instinctively, some of the Whiskers' adults are following her lead and moving in the same direction. Foraging splits are common in a group this large, and more often than not, the separated parties reunite once they realize they've drifted apart. But with Rocket Dog in an uncompromising mood, Maybelline is keeping her distance. This unexpected parting has provided a perfect opportunity. Circumstance has gifted Maybelline her own group. As she gets the gang going once more, it becomes clear she's not moving them back towards their own burrow. She's heading in the opposite direction. If this split becomes permanent, despite having fewer adults, Maybelline will end up with the majority of the group's pups. She has everything to gain by simply walking away. With her head buried in the sand, Rocket Dog is oblivious to the unfolding events. In an instant, she stands to lose 5 pups and just under half of the group's adults. It seems the Whiskers' close-knit bonds have begun to unravel. Under Rocket Dog's leadership, Flower's family could be splitting apart. A few hours later, Rocket Dog and her gang have returned home, but there's still no sign of the others. With 5 fewer pups at the Whiskers burrow, the place feels a whole lot emptier. Sophie comforts the remaining youngsters, but for now, she has just 2 to care for. With winter approaching, these precious pups could be the last of the season. Anxiously, Rocket Dog scans the area, looking for any sign of her missing troops. What seemed like a straightforward foraging split is looking a lot more serious. Zaphod waits alongside the others, but he's seen it all before. If the rest of the group aren't home by now, it's unlikely they'll return tonight. Now almost a kilometre away, Maybelline and her gang are still out foraging. With far fewer adults to feed the 5 hungry pups, it's almost impossible to satisfy their insatiable appetites. But with night drawing in, there's a more urgent matter to deal with. Maybelline's got to find a place for her little group to sleep in. Eventually, the gang discover a potential sleeping den. But an unknown burrow is always a risk. A thorough search of its underground quarters is the only way to find out if it's safe. With the burrow unoccupied, a final clear out of the entrances prepares the den for sleeping. As the sun sets on the unexpected dawning of her leadership, away from Rocket Dog and the rest of the group, it looks like Maybelline has made her choice. The next morning, Maybelline and her small band of followers wake in their new burrow. As the gang emerge, they routinely line up and face the sun to warm themselves. But little do they know, they're in for a rude awakening. Less than 100 meters away, another group is surfacing. It's the Zapper. Maybelline has inadvertently led her little gang into enemy territory. The Zapper are the new kids on the Manor. Led by Punk and Houdini, they're one feisty bunch and always up for a fight. This is the worst time to confront them, as just 4 days ago, Punk gave birth to a litter of pups. Now defending their young and fiercely territorial, Maybelline is going to have one hell of a battle debut going face to face with these aggressive upstarts. As the rival gangs size each other up, there's an uneasy standoff. This bizarre scenario has caught both groups unawares. Until someone breaks the deadlock, neither gang is budging. With pups underground, the stakes couldn't be higher. The Splinter gang ready themselves for an attack. It's Maybelline's first day on the job as leader, and already she's facing a battle before breakfast. On the surface, the Zapper seem to be keeping their cool, but below ground, panic has already set in. Frantically, Lola begins gathering the youngsters for an emergency evacuation. Moving them now is a massive risk. Having never seen daylight before, they are incredibly vulnerable. For Maybelline, her big moment has arrived. Boldly, she leads a charge at the Zapper. She may become a true leader yet. The Zapper try to protect their youngsters, but it's next to impossible with a warring group bearing down on them. At just 4 days old, these pups are far too young to be outside the burrow, especially in a battle zone. With the Zapper's defensive line breached, Lola seizes one of the helpless pups and carries it away to safety. As a vicious battle breaks out, some of the Zapper group are still below ground. With their burrow looking increasingly unstable and a war overhead, they have to make a quick exit. Their burrow overrun, Punk and her gang are forced to flee their territory, taking their young with them. Triumphant, the Whiskers regroup and watch as their rivals disappear into the distance. On home ground, it's a major defeat for the Zapper, but there is some consolation to be had. Their retreat has saved the lives of their newest pups. Thanks to Lola, the Zapper have secured a future in the shape of the next generation. Victorious, the Splinter group stake their claim on their rival's den. Maybelline has won her first battle and bagged herself a burrow. Most importantly, she did it all without Rocket Dog. Having proved herself as a leader, and now with land of her own, there'll be no going back to the Whiskers for Maybelline. Though the Whiskers have been parted before, this group split means much more. With Flower's grand family and legacy divided, two blood sisters will now be pitted against one another in a war for territory. For a time, Rocket Dog looked certain to be Flower's worthy successor. But now, maybe it's Maybelline. The complexion of Meerkat Manor is changing. As winter approaches, the fight to secure land will surely intensify. With the Commandos, the Zapper, the Whiskers, and now Maybelline's group, the Aztecs, all evenly matched and vying for the best resources, the Kalahari must ready itself for a ferocious territorial carve-up.